today of the powerful panel of experts for retailers out there to help improve their stores. He has been a cigar smoker and a cigar retailer for over 35 years, created 3 of the highest volume retail stores in the world. He operates a cigar podcast for 10 years called The Cigar Authority and wrote a book about retailing called David versus Goliath, How to Compete and Beat the Online Giants, 100 proven promotions for you retailers for events and promotions in your store. And at the end of the seminar, please stick around for just 2 minutes, because I am David Garofalo, and they're going to let me pitch this book to you. And as I pitch this book to you, I'm also going to teach you a little something about the pitch, of how it goes. So it's a little learning session in the 2 minutes that I'm going to have at the end of this. So thank you, everybody, for having me on here as the monitor. I am David Garofalo. That's what I'm all about. But I want to introduce you to our panel of experts here that are going to help teach all of you. So listen on, because we got a great panel here. First off, let's start with the lady. She is from Casa Monte Cristo in New Jersey. And tell us a little about you, Amy Tejada.
Thank you, thank you. First of all, good morning, everybody. How are you guys all? Thank you so much. I am extremely honored to be part of this panel. I actually have been working in the industry for about 8 years now. I actually lost a little count on how long I've been in it. But I've been working in different shops, different styles, very small shops to very exclusive, and then all the way to Casa Monte Cristo, which is a huge company, and I'm extremely happy to work with them. Right now, I'm just super happy to be here and talk a little bit about retail and what we can tell you guys a little bit about it.
Okay, so you're going to see that this is very diverse. You know, she's a big player within a major company. We're all different here. I'm going to go down to the other end here, and this gentleman has been doing retail longer than me. I've been doing it for 35 years, and he's been doing it longer, and there's not a lot of people out there. When we talk about doing retail for a longer period of time, it means more wisdom. Yes, we are older, but we're wiser from what we learned in our mistakes. He's from Anstead Tobacco Company from North Carolina. Tell us a little about you, Wayne Anstead.
Well, thank you, Dave. Well, I appreciate y'all having me here. This year marks 46 years in the retail pipe and tobacco business. I have had worked in stores all over the United States. I worked for a major franchise of Tinderbox back in the day. So I traveled for a lot of different cities. Had the opportunity to bring every store I worked in within the franchise into the top 10 of their sales. Bought our store in North Carolina, been there, had a mall environment store for 37 years. 7 years ago, we decided when the laws of the state changed and you had to find a place to smoke because all restaurants and bars were taken off the board, we decided we needed to find a location. So very close to the mall was an old dairy barn that had been there since 1940, and we converted it into a retail cigar lounge. So we've been there for 7 years and business has exploded. So it's been a lot of fun being here, 46 years. Back when I first got into this, I always would see these old guys that say they were here 50 years, so I'm only 4 years away. Thanks.
Yeah, that's it. So it's a long time. We're going to learn a lot from Wayne. I just standing outside before we got in here, there's so much wisdom, so pay attention, especially newer retailers, from our things that we did right and certainly the things we did wrong. Here is a guy that's less years in the business, but last night he was the Retailer of the Year.
Yes, congratulations.
And we've been around a long time, never the Retailer of the Year. This is Paul Copeland from Sure Thing Cigars in Florida. Paul, congratulations.
Thank you so much. This is super cool. Great to be here, as everyone said, and it's super cool to have the honor last night of winning Tobacconist of the Year. Also this year, Sure Thing Cigars, we won Davidoff Appointed Merchant of the Year, and so it's been just a huge success, and so that's why I'm excited to get into this. I've been in the tobacco business for 9 years. Sure Thing's been around for about 4 years now, and it's exploding. I own it with country singer Luke Bryan, and we opened it up down on the Panhandle in Florida, and it's going great. Super pumped about this.
Yeah.
If we can do half as great as the ladies did yesterday during the women's
This-
marketing, that was so cool. So
The standards are high, man.
Yep.
They're pretty high.
Yeah. Yep.
So here is 100 years of retail tobacconist experience that's up here. You hear a little about what they are, and I'll tell you, everybody's downplaying it. I said, don't be afraid to brag on yourself, just to show the folks the things that you've accomplished. But look at the panel that we have here. If you don't learn something today, something's wrong. Pay attention and learn. That's the idea. Today, in a very short time that we have, we're going to help you rethink how you're running your retail. We're going to touch on training, marketing, merchandising, and in-store promotions or events. Retail has changed over our years, Wayne, right? A lot of different things that happen, and we changed with it. And certainly the newer people coming in have different ways of doing it. We'll hopefully get into some of that, and I hope to be walking away with a lot of knowledge too. So, Paul, we're going to start with you. You worked in a cigar shop for a few years before you became an owner of your own cigar shop, which is actually a good idea instead of jumping in. Now Luke Bryant is your partner in here, and I'm just envisioning that he's not actually helping you out a lot, working the store. Is he there now that you're here at the
He
show?
doesn't empty as many ashtrays as I do.
No, he does not. He does not. But the fact of the matter is we can't do it ourselves.
Right.
We actually have to have a team. And, you know, we take a bow for being the owners of our own shops, or in this case, the manager of the shop, but without a team of people helping us, and we're all here, somebody's running our stores as we did it, they are our success or our doom that happens. So it's important of the team, and if we do not train them, it's on us. We have failed them. They have not failed us. They need to be trained to do this. So Paul and the panel, touching on training, you hire somebody new. What are the steps that you take as you hire a new employee?
Yeah, thank you. So when we do our hiring, we are looking for sales skills and personality. I don't really, my entire staff, none of them had smoked a cigar before they started working at Sure Thing. But what we picked out were people that loved other people and people that could sell. Because if you have that twinkle in your eye and you have that drive, you have that happiness, that genuine love for other people, you can sell your friend anything. And so they make them their friend. They're just good, personable people. And then we build the building blocks on cigars. And when we do that training, we use all different kinds of stuff, from Rocky Patel, from Davidoff, from Drew Estate, from all these different programs that are amazing out there that are on YouTube. I mean, it's great, you know, to look at those things. And then we have literature, and we actually created our own Davidoff 101 course. Tiffany is our general manager, and she and I put that together. And she, I didn't want to pause too long. I didn't want a standing ovation in the middle of this, but she and I put this class together, and we test and quiz our employees on, once they've been there for about a month and a half, we test and quiz them on everything as it relates to tobacco, about like a tobacconist course. And if they don't get it 80%, they don't get to work their shifts. They get their shifts taken. Now, they can take it unlimited times, and we want them to learn. It's not meant to punish.
Right.
It's meant to teach. But there's that incentive there of having the knowledge there, the building blocks for it.
But your first thing you go to is somebody that's personable with people, is the first and foremost thing, instead of an expert in the product that doesn't talk to people.
Energy and personality are huge, because you could know everything about cigars, and you could even know how to sell cigars, but if your employee is the kind that you meet him and you know, he or she is just going to sit there and smoke cigars and talk about cigars, that's not a salesperson. That's a cigar smoker with intelligence.
Right.
Yes.
You have to have that salesperson.
Absolutely. How about you, Wayne? What do you do? All these years, have you changed it up?
Well, first off, personality, absolutely. When we give a person application, we have a questionnaire, and it's just asking about their tobacco history, any sales history. It's very informal, and it's an opportunity to tell somebody that this is a job you can apply for, and if you do smoke, it's okay to say yes. So we try to get a little information to see where they're at. But then we try to really, just personality is the big thing. Our first step in our store is, you know, I agree, we don't have to have people that are totally knowledgeable on all the tobacco aspects, but it's something we can teach them. But we have a culture at Anstead's. Our goal is to be the Disney of cigars. So we want, I mean, the store has that vibe all the time. So it's all about customer service. My employees are all hired with a brain, so I don't ever expect them to say no. Their job is to, however a customer has a situation, is instead of saying, no, we can't do that, is this, here, let me tell you what, this is what we can do for you. So it's just all about getting them into the culture and making them understand that we're here to service them. The Perfect Purchase, Bob Negan does a sales program that really teaches you how to sell, and we use that in our store. He emulates exactly what I do. He just presents it so much better. So it does a great job. But that's the biggest thing. And like I said, personality. Without a personality, you're dead in the water to start with.
Yeah. As brick and mortar retailers, the main thing is customer service. We can't play the way that they're playing. The online giants that are there, that they have a better selection, they have better prices than us. So what can we do as brick and mortar retailers to actually have a better experience in our store than in your house clicking the button that's on there? It's a key factor for growth. And you know what? It's not very hard. It's a little bit of extra that goes a long way. We're all consumers. We go in and buy our coffee somewhere, and there's somebody that's nice to us and somebody that isn't, and it's a game changer, and it's so important to end up helping your overall business. So how about you, Amy? You must deal with your hiring and firing and...
All of it.
All of it.
Definitely adding on to your point, we always look for personality as well. It is one of the key things that we need for customer service. We definitely need people that understand that you are there to service our customers, and we need to create a culture in our stores to be able to provide that. One of the most training, to me, I take it it's one of the most important things, because this step, to me, I can tell that I can find the person that I'm looking for that is going to be here for long term, or the person that is going to just come in to clock in and clock out. So I train the staff by creating a culture within each other. So as soon as I hire the person and I go through the entire process of paperwork and regulations and all the rules and procedures, I definitely go ahead and find out what the level of understanding of cigars they have. So like that, I can take it to the next step. The next step is finding out how much they know. So I can go ahead and I can go ahead and train them with different staff members. So I will pick the 3 sales leads that they know their stuff in the humidor, they have the culture packed down and all that, and then I will move on to basically just have a culture and create and introducing them to every team member, having them come in, learn and watch out how our humidor works, because another thing is our store, we have different areas. So we have a bar, we have a lounge, we have a restaurant and the humidor. So I focus on making sure that they know and understand why our humidor is the way that it is, who plays what roles, and like that they can learn from each other. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times people that don't know much, like your staff that you hire, you want to go ahead and tell them like, hey, listen in, pay attention to what they say. Maybe you can pick up a little from that person, a little from there, and then you go ahead and become who you are.
Shadow the other people.
Yes, become who you need to be in the humidor to be able to provide an excellent customer service.
Absolutely. I'll tell you one thing I do when I'm hiring somebody and meeting them for the first time. I tell them, which position did you come in for? We actually have 2 positions all the time here. We have cashiers and we have salespeople. And the cashier position is half the price of the salesperson. The hours are the same, the place you work is the same, everything's the same, but one is a cashier and one is a salesperson. Which position did you come in for? And 100% of the time, they say, oh, the one that pays twice as much, the sales position. Okay, so let's talk about what a salesperson is as opposed to a cashier. You are going to engage the customer, and you're going to help them out, and you're going to provide customer service, and you're going to do all this. Or you're going to be at the register, and when a guy brings something up, you're going to ring it out, and that's going to be the end of it. So you want this position. Right off the bat, let them know what it is. I've had nobody ever ask for the other position, but we all understand right away that this is what is expected, and whether they make it through or not is another thing, but that it's best to just say it right away, this is the way it's going to be.
Dave, can I add just one thing
Sure.
real quick? One thing, because we have a lounge, we have an opportunity to engage our customers. Sometimes you get somebody that's come into the store that has suddenly taken a great interest in cigars, maybe new. Our staff has been working with her for months on end, and all of a sudden, they come up and say, I'd really, really like to work here. Well, spend 3 or 4 months training the guy with a lot of the knowledge that our staff gives them. So I know it's tough sometimes to get a customer and then he has to get an employee discount. But sometimes it's great to spend that. I'm always looking at our customers, figuring out, is this guy somebody that I can hire to work? He's got the personality. I see he knows a lot about cigars. Maybe I'll approach him and see if he's looking for a part-time job.
So you go out there trying to get those people.
Yes.
You do the same, you guys? Do you ever go find somebody in a coffee shop that seems like a great person, or somebody within your lounge and say, how would you like to work here?
I typically don't.
No.
I met my general manager at a live music venue at a bar. So yeah, I do the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, there's, when I was talking about that twinkle and I was talking about that personality, you can see him outside of an interview position. Because everyone in an interview is going to give you the same answer, right?
Yes.
Yes, I work really hard. You can check my references and everything's great.
I'm passionate.
God bless you.
I'm
super
Amen.
passionate. I'm never late. But if you meet him outside and you're meeting these people and you have that personal interaction, if you meet him at a coffee shop or you meet him, or at a restaurant or a bar or whatever, someone through that outlet, then you get to see the true personality. And when you're not there, when you're in Las Vegas at TPE,
Right.
igniting the night, then you know that personality of that person is still back there because
Right.
that's who they really
That's
are.
who they really
Yeah.
are, right?
I totally agree with like the outside, but with what Wayne said, like I pay attention to how my customers are and all that. Totally love watching them, but when it comes to hiring a customer to work in the humidor, sometimes they get a little,
Oh, there's definitely some you don't want to hire. I get that.
The reason why is because they're so used to being there every day and hanging out with us and all that, that when you hire them, and I speak from experience, is that sometimes they get a little bit too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming in, they want to speak about cigars. But when it comes to sales, it's a little tough.
I am. Like I said, it's all.
But
you have to engage them.
it could be a hit or miss, but like you said, pay attention. If they have the personality, amazing.
If we're doing the store properly, it looks like fun. We're all having fun, including the employees. And boy, I'd love to have a job like yours, sitting around and smoking cigars and hanging with the guys. They have, you all know, they have no idea of the back end of what it is. So you're doing a good job if you're proving that, but that's the problem with the person in the lounge. They think that that's it.
That's it,
Yeah.
exactly.
I've done it before, and when they come in there, they say, oh my God, this is not what I thought it was. And he was hanging around for a year. He was watching it, but he was watching it in a different level. Then you start paying attention and say, oh, it's a business.
Yes.
It is a business, right? Don't forget that.
And Dave, you make a great point with the, that pride to work here. Because, I mean, look outside of the cigar industry. We have, growing up, there'd be like an Abercrombie store at the mall, right?
Yeah.
And there was like, 3 men much taller and better looking than me that were standing out there with their shirts off in like Santa Claus boxers or something. And people would walk by and they'd be like, would you like a job here? Now, they didn't ask me that because I didn't look like that. But they'd say, you want a job here? And it was just one of those things where people had that like feeling of, oh, wow, like the people at Abercrombie want me to work here. Like, that's a cool thing. That's the culture that we create at Sure Thing. Through our Instagram, through our social media, all that kind of stuff. If people are like, man, I want to work there. Like, that would be cool to be like a Sure Thing, like employee, So it is. It's and when you do that with your current staff, it will attract and have that ripple effect.
Definitely.
To bring in that.
They want to be on your team, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, they want to be on your team. So each one of these subjects we're going to go through, we could do a whole seminar, especially with these folks here, on every single thing, but we're just touching on these things, hopefully to get your mind going and thinking the way we're thinking. I want to talk about marketing a little bit. So it's an important thing that we have to do is market, not only to our customers that we have, but to bring in new customers. Sometimes our customers move away, sometimes they pass away, or sometimes we lose them to online, or sometimes we lose them to our competitors that are there. So the answer is we have to always bring in new customers, actually even just to stay the same. If we want to grow, we have to bring in more customers than we lose. So we have to get the word out about our cigar shop. And how do we do that? How do we find people to find us and want to come visit us from being at somebody else's store or actually even to get into cigars in the first place. So let's start with that, and I'll start with you on that.
To reach out to that footprint, to get new people to come in. They hit on it yesterday in the marketing to women. But doing things outside of the store is huge. If you have a 2,000 square foot footprint, then if you're not outside doing events, doing wine festivals, going to charity things, bourbon tastings, all these different live music things, doing those kind of things makes now my 2,000 square footprint miles wide, because I'm out engaging thousands of people at these type of events, et cetera. And we budget that in. We do not take it as a loss, but I mean we budget in the marketing of, I'll give out koozies, I'll give out hats, I'll give out all that kind of stuff, and we'll take that as a marketing thing, and take the loss on it. But when people go home, because we live in a vacation town, when people go home and they put their Corona in a Sure Thing koozie, and they post it to their 4,000 friends, and one of them reposts it to their 12,000 friends, and then we get it and repost it to our 10,000 friends, then we just hit.
It's viral.
I can't do the math. I'm in Vegas and it's early.
That's how viral works.
It's way too early for this.
I sell cigars for a living. No, I'm kidding. But you hit, when you do that, you hit and expand that footprint so big, and so that's how we have had great success with doing that.
So, and I hear other retailers will try something, to go to a golf tournament, do something, and they say, I didn't make any money, I lost money doing it. It is such a low cost of marketing. It is marketing, and actually, in the long run, it is not a loss. Maybe that day you look at a loss, but you gain 3 customers from it. And now I want you to look at the lifetime value of those 3 customers, meaning the guy spends $2,000 a year with you, and the lifetime value is 10 years with that guy. That is $20,000. And you got 3 of them. It's $60,000. The lifetime value of what you did. You lost $500, lifetime value, game changer that happens there. So we got to go outside and bring them in. And once they come in the store, if you're providing excellent service and everything, the culture of cigars in our case, the culture alone is going to make them stay, I think.
Totally.
So how does it work with you? Cigar bar, right?
So we're blessed because, like I explained, we do have different areas.
Restaurant.
Yes, it brings so many different type of customers to our location, but specifically for the humidor, we do our best, and these are 2 main valuable things that we use, which is social media, and the second thing is relationship building. We make sure that we do post a lot of things, all of our, what's going on in the stores, upcoming deals, upcoming events, who's going to be visiting. The experience itself of what's going on in the store, it's major, because impact, who is looking at our social media? Social media, everybody's on their phone all the time.
Yeah.
So when people see what's happening, it's major, because they're like, okay, this is happening, I want to plan ahead. And posting, I don't know which of the lady was saying yesterday, posting weeks in advance, it's major. Especially when there's events and you have somebody that is coming in and is taking their time to come into your store, it just makes a huge impact with your customers. When I say building relationships with your customers, what I mean is taking your time when you're making that sale and talking to that person, getting to meet them, getting to know who they are and what they do. Because not only that helps you make them feel special, but also understanding who they are and who's walking through your door. Now, one amazing thing that I have found out through the entire time that I've been working is that when you have those little conversations with people, they don't have to be long. Those 5 minutes, it will take a lot for you as a business. Now, what's happening is that as I'm talking to the customer, you can actually tell them, hey, we're having this happening in the next couple of weeks, or it's happening tomorrow. Bring your friends. Now, that person is going to bring their friends. Their friends are going to bring their other friends. Their friends are going to bring their wives. And it just goes on and on and on. And that's how you definitely use that word of mouth, which is one of the best marketing.
Absolutely. It's all free.
It's all free.
It's all free.
So it just keeps on going and going, and people just continue to come in.
Yeah, keep them coming over and over again, repeat
Exactly.
business of how it's going. How about you, Wayne?
Well, we were both up for Tobaccos of the Year, and I'm right behind this guy, but he and I have a lot of the exact same thoughts here.
Yes.
We do tons of outside events. We have these easels like this, set up with photographs of our store, the girls behind the bar, people having fun. We set that up, we brand everything, our tablecloths, and we're just out there to engage people. Sometimes you never know whether you're getting anything back from it, but it's like advertising. When we moved out of the mall after 37 years, we spent a fortune for the first 2 or 3 years to make sure people knew where we went to, even though we only moved a mile away. But I was paranoid that we'd lose all these folks. And I remember a lady coming to the store one day, 3 years later, she goes, "We're spending $30,000 a year on advertising." And she goes, "Man, I didn't even know you guys were here." I said, "Wow. We advertise like crazy." And I said, "Do you read this magazine?" "Nope." "Do you look at this radio station?" "Nope." "Do you do this?" "Nope." I was like, "Okay, I quit." But we do all the social media. You can't get everybody, but when you go to these events, especially if they're all different demographics. So you go to
Yes.
ones that have younger folks in it. You go to ones that have,
That's a good point.
the lawyers all get together and want to have an event, and they want
Yes.
us. We actually have a cigar rolling table that we bring to the event, and we roll cigars for them. So it makes people come to our table, it gives them an impression, and we have a chance to say, "Oh, you've never been to Anstead's?" And we have little place cards that we put them in their hand along with their
Yeah.
cigars that they buy.
That's cool.
And it does bring them back. And one of the guys that works for me, we do an engraving business at our shop also. So one of the young guys that works for me likes to go to the gun show and set up the engraving equipment, engrave like lighters and cutters and flasks and things of that nature. And again, I let him do it because he wants to do it. And I just didn't realize the value. But man, a couple of times the gun show opens at 10 o'clock. 10:30, 11 o'clock, a guy walks in, like the first time he did it, spent like $150. He goes, "I saw a guy down at the gun show. I had no idea you guys were out here." So it's reaching different markets, and it
Yeah.
doesn't really cost a lot, way less than, hitting various media outlets.
But it is marketing, and if you don't make money at it, you have to look at it as the marketing side of what it is. We have a tough product. It's a very niche product of premium cigars, in this case, that we're selling. And 1 out of 1,000 people purchase premium cigars, 1 out of 1,000. So when we're advertising to the masses in a newspaper, on television, or something like that, 1 out of 1,000 people end up using that product, unlike most of the commercials that are out there. So direct target marketing, looking for the right guy. I would imagine when it comes to guns, there's more gun owners that smoke cigars than more needlecraft people that smoke cigars, right? So direct target marketing to the better, going to a golf thing and setting up at a golf place instead of maybe, ladies tennis is going to be a better shot at what it is. So think in that direction. And a little on what Amy said about doing the promotion in advance of the event, way in advance of the event. It's so important of the follow-through of it.
Yes.
It's before, during, and after.
Yes.
It's, here's what we're going to do, here it's going on, and this is what you missed. And that's the important one. Here's what you missed, because that's the person that didn't do it. Now your next round happens, and it begins with, here's what's coming up. The same guy that saw here's what you missed sees here's what's coming up, and this becomes a different person that never been in your store before, and it's awesome stuff. You're hearing what they're saying is, "Oh, I think much like you think." And that's why these folks are up here, and they don't know each other until today, but now you'll see the commonality between these people that they're doing something that works, and they happen to be doing the same thing. So that's what I'm hoping you guys are going to pick up here is see what they're doing, steal our ideas, take these thoughts and bring it forward to you and help grow your store.
Hey, Dave, as far as the marketing thing, I had one other thing I was going to say. And this is at least $1,000 idea. If you make that money, give it to Antoine for putting
There
this
we
thing
go.
on.
Oh, yes.
So y'all have a lot of people that come and they're like, little Jimmy's charity is coming up and we need a silent auction item, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. All right. So marketing-wise, print out and have them just have printouts of them on great paper of a free Cigar 101 class for you and 8 friends, hosted at Sure Thing Cigars. Each of you will receive a free cigar and whatever, and we'll do a complete Cigar 101 class. So it cost me nothing to print that piece of paper. I got, they can raffle it off, auction it off, or whatever. They say, how much is that worth? I say, well, usually 8 people, about $100, so $800-ish, according to my accountant.
Yeah.
But we do those kind of things, and when they bid on those and they come and redeem them, if they do, now I've got 8 people who've never heard of Sure Thing cigars
Never been there.
that are at some charity event, so I know they have money because I bid on the thing, and now they're in the store, and it costs me nothing besides a piece of paper and 8 free cigars. So,
And you're spending time with them talking, basically
and you're
breaking
gonna
bread
unload-
with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
There-
You got
there
them
it
coming
is.
in now, they might pick up a pack or a box or something on the way out, and life's good.
So it's my
We do
turn
the
to
same.
say,
We
I've
do
been
the
doing that
same,
for
yes.
I've been doing that exact thing
It's
for 8
amazing.
years.
Oh,
The
my.
same exact thing. Every Thursday night, I have 2 groups of 8. Every Thursday night, because we give to charities all the time. I used to give a box of cigars away, and I would lose $100 each time, and then hope that they would say, oh, and comes from Two Brothers store,
Yeah.
whatever, and nothing is said. They get the name wrong, everything's wrong. And now it's that slip of
They come
paper,
back.
and I get 16 people in front of
Yeah.
me. And I get to mix the Kool-Aid at that point of why our store is better, why these particular cigars are better, and get to know these people. And I've built a business on that exact thing. That's not a $1,000 idea, that's a $100,000 idea. Before they leave, we do it in our store, and it's like Disneyland a bit, and see how these things are going together. When they're leaving my store, the room that's in is towards the back where we do these cigar tastings. They actually have to walk through the store to leave. If you've ever gone to Disneyland, you get off the ride, you got to actually walk through the store.
Yeah.
And if you got some kids with you, I want this, I want that, I want this. Well, we're all kids too. They want this and that. So we average about $380 per 8 people. We do 2 of them each week, every Thursday. It's $760 is our 10-year average of what ends up happening in this 2 hours on a Thursday night. And the lifetime value of that customer, we're picking up 1 here, 1 there, 1 there. We're growing our customer count and picking up more great customers. So that is a $1 million idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
I
Keeps growing.
That's
I
why
can't
I'm
wait to
number
see what
2.
it's 5 minutes.
There we go.
Yeah. No, and
So you guys got your money's worth right there. That's it.
adding on to that, one thing that, because we do the same thing in our location, one amazing part about this whole thing too is that not only the revenue that you're gaining, you can actually apply one of the guys that is in your team to go ahead and teach that class. Not only you getting money, but you're also training the staff to go ahead and speak to the customers, learn how to do this whole thing, and also learn more about cigars that are in our humidor.
Yeah, that's a great
So-
idea.
And while you're
It's a
doing that,
win-win.
your new employee, do you make them sit in on that?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, pass
Exactly.
out the cigars for me, but listen to what I have to say, because you actually want to tell the same story. That everybody is telling the same story. This is the way it is here, and this is how we say you should cut a cigar, how you should light a cigar, how you should smoke the cigar, and provide value in that way. So, gold right there. All right, now let's touch a little on merchandising. So merchandising your cigars, what goes where and why. And here you are at the TPE, and you probably bought yourself some new brands, new cigars you didn't carry, hopefully. And if you haven't, you still have some time after this to do that. When you take the cigar in, a new product that's in there, how do you merchandise this? How do you show it? Does this go into the regular mix, or is this spotlighted or shown special anyway? What do you think, Amy?
No and yes.
Okay.
So with us, I have a combination, there's a combination of different factors that I deal with. The first thing that I do is that I focus, and specifically when there is a TPE show and these conventions, I work with different teams. The first one is the buying department and the merchandise manager. Also, I work with the sales team. The sales team is your workforce. You want to make sure that you hear what they have to say, because they're working with your customers every day. So they understand their palates, they understand what is happening and what people are demanding. The second thing I do is that after I gather that information from the team, I go in and speak to the buying department. I ask them if these items are going to be available, that they're going to be buying it, and then we go ahead and pick out the cigars. We order them. And then we have different sections in our humidor. One of them that we have is what we call trending. And then the other one, for example, we have the top 25 and so on and so forth, those like the new cigars. So we always rotating those sections. And the cool part about these things that we do is that when you have a new customer that comes in and they're looking for new stuff, it's so easy because it's in that spotlight. So you don't have to go. We have a 5,000 square feet humidor. So to be walking them around through the entire area.
Why don't you have a big one?
What?
It's huge.
It's amazing to just have one section when you just bring the customer over. This is what we have new. This is what people are demanding, and so on and so forth.
And will you go as far as to train the staff on that individual item?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
So of the new things that come in, your staff needs to know the information you know, so you can supply that
Yes.
to the customer.
Yes.
How about you, Paul?
Merchandising is key. We love it. I mean, merchandising is like, I love it. So here's your $1 million idea again.
Another one.
Another one.
We are,
Now the price is going up, huh?
yeah, it is. We're in Las Vegas right now, right? Wander around the trade show floor, that's cool. But when you're walking around, walk past, the Christian Louboutin store. Walk past Tom Ford. Walk past Burberry. That is merchandising.
Yep.
It is one shirt, perfectly lit on a perfect hanger, not 400 sizes and a round rack and everything else. That is merchandising. We do the same thing at Sure Thing Cigars. What I have found is lighting. So if you want to know where I make the most profit on any cigar, look at the brightest cigar in my humidor. Because I put that lighting emphasis. It's not in your face, but it is
Literally
It's
spotlighting.
like, hey, I'm here.
yeah, spotlighting on the product. So that's how I merchandise the product. Is through the lighting, through levels. One of everything, not stacks and stacks and lids broken off and everything else. Everything has a place. We actually have a 2-finger gap between every one of our cigar boxes on the shelf so that you can see so that every cigar box stands by itself. Now, I mean, if you have a ton of inventory, it's harder to do. But if you have that, the cigar boxes. Those of you that travel down to Honduras and Dominican and everything else, you've seen the stains that they put on them. How gorgeous they are. I mean, we sell. All of us in this room sell beautiful products,
Yes.
and we love
Luxury
them.
items. Luxury.
So don't rip the tops off your boxes and stack them on the floor and put them there and put $5 or whatever, that kind of thing. Show respect to your product and show respect to your company. The brand is huge, and that merchandising thing is just, I absolutely love it. And finally, in front of our Davidoff wall, we adjust the lighting differently. The lighting is pointed down at our customers, not on the wall. It's a pre-lit display, but we still have the lighting pointing down at our customers, not in front of the wall. Because business studies have shown, actually casinos is where the study was invented, that if a person is lit a certain way, they will feel better about themselves. Their watch shines a little brighter, their teeth look a little wider, they feel a little bit better about themselves the way they're lit. And with that confidence, more money comes out of their pocket. So when I have them standing in front of my wall of Davidoff, and they feel like $1 million, I'm on the $1 million train today, sorry. But they feel like $1 million. They then act on that at the register.
Gold right there.
Yes.
What do you think, Wayne?
For us, in merchandising is just all about the product. When we designed our store, Bing was an old dairy barn. Actually had a mezzanine upstairs where they stored the hay for the cows. So that's seating for customers. That's awesome. Well, the cigar humidor downstairs, it's all glass. So everything you see from the outside. So when you're in that humidor, when you're in that lounge, when you walk up the steps or down the steps, you see cigars no matter what. So my concept was no matter where you're at, you see cigars. It's always in your mind. We even have the minute you come up to the top of the steps upstairs, one of those stand-up humidors, usually let our bartenders that certain cigars that they like that they want to promote, so we fill that humidor up with their personal favorites. So when you walk upstairs, you see cigars too. But that way, the entire time they're in there. Lighting is critical for us because we have a kind of a lounge environment and there is so much glass. The lighting in our humidor is not the brightest. Drives Nick Perdomo crazy because he wants me to put spotlights on and aerial views and stuff like this. But we get it because we want them to see the cigars, not be like hit high. Because the girls kind of turn the lights down a little bit in the evening. One thing we do, if there's no manufacturers in here, I'll tell this: we bring new cigars in all the time, and we have no intention of reordering. Everybody wants something new. Everybody that runs a humidor here struggles to find space, and what are you going to do with the stuff that doesn't sell? We do a buy, go, and show, and we're done. So we'll bring in a brand. We'll bring 3 boxes of 2 sizes, a Robusto, a Toro. We'll put them on the counter as we walk in the store. Everybody wants to know what's new. They buy their 3 or 4 regular sticks. They buy the one new one. When they're gone, we bring in another one. With no, you gotta. Now they come back and they go, oh my gosh, I can't believe we don't carry that cigar anymore. Hey, let's ring you up. We'll get you a box, have it to you in 2 days. But that's not normally it. Most of these people just want to try the new thing. They have their go-to. But that's a great way to constantly be able to bring in new cigars and not overburden yourself with inventory you just can't move. Because every one of your staff members are trained to sell that cigar. And then what happens when the next new cigar comes in, they're talking about this one. So this one's just sitting over there. If it doesn't grow legs, you lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good advice right there.
That's a $1.5 million idea.
That's 1.5 million.
Yeah. How does, speaking for a manufacturer, how does somebody end up breaking through that? You tried the cigar, and it makes it full-time.
Yeah.
How does somebody get full-time inside?
As far as so if you
That new brand you took on, you're going to take something. By the way, a new brand is a brand, not that is made new, that this is the brand new thing. You never carried it before. It is new now.
Yeah.
To those customers that are there. It's in the store. You took the 2 boxes in. They went through. Something has made it through and ended up saying, okay, this isn't our regular.
Absolutely. You can tell by the response. So when the customer walks in the door, so like I said, you got 3 boxes or so of each cigar, and the customers, it's just all about the response on the cigar. If it looks like it's heavy, and every once in a while we'll do it, say, okay, let's bring in 3 more boxes of this.
All right.
We'll let it run a little bit longer.
So the brand itself has to prove it.
It has to prove it. It has to grow legs.
Yeah.
And then if you have like a box left or 2, so we'll make sure it comes off the front counter before we're out of them. So you don't run out and then and they're gone. Then they go into the humidor, and then the next new cigar comes up here. If they keep going to it, something like Leaf by Oscar we did it on. Holy cow, sakes. People just wouldn't leave us alone. That cigar, so we had to reorder it and order it. And it's a full-time cigar. So the customers will tell you what they want you to bring back.
Yes.
Okay. All right, it's good information. This is all great stuff, folks. I hope you're learning from it. Events and promotions, very important. I hear a lot of retailers always asking their reps to come in and stand in the store and do the buy 3, get 1 free, or whatever promotion that is. To me personally, I don't think that's a promotion. Selling 3/4 of the whole that you could have done, because the free cigars becomes one less sale you're going to get. But let's look at maybe things that aren't the normal thing that you see out there as promotions. What have you done, Wayne? We'll start back with you now. That is different than that buy 3, get 1 free, some sort of promotion, in-store promotion that has worked well for you and helped you out.
We do a couple different things, like we were having an event when we were doing a grand opening for our patio. It was a Monte Cristo sponsored patio. We gave away a really nice shotgun. So with the purchase of cigars, we got a real nice over and under Satori. And we would run that program for about like a month and a half. So, we live at Fort Bragg. There's a bunch of Army guys that all love guns. So everybody wants to win that gun. So number one, it's easy to show the product. They want to buy the product just because they want to get a chance for this gun. So by bringing something in different, and right now I think you check with your manufacturers, a lot of them are wanting to do that. They're wanting to get you a big screen TV.
Yeah.
They're willing to do this. The 3-in-1, the hat, the cigar case, it's so dead it hurts.
Right.
So,
it's been done over and over, and it's not special anymore.
Yeah. So we had one of our anniversary dinners, and we like to give away, our anniversary dinner is appreciation for our customers, so it's probably the least profit-making thing we have. We used to bring a manufacturer in, like we'll do our dinner on a Thursday night. We actually shut the lounge down. It's all catered and set up. And usually we try to have a celebrity of some type come in with that. And then the next day, if the celebrity can't stay, at least we have a in-store event the following day. So that's a Friday. So then we do the raffle, the drawing, and anybody that came to the previous night event, the anniversary dinner, gets like a coupon for a discount the next night too. But to encourage people to buy the tickets, and Dave and I were talking about this early, one year, which so happened the state had a $280 million lottery or something like that. So we went out and bought a bunch of lottery tickets and stuck them with the tickets. And it says also, if you buy a ticket, you have a chance to win $280 million with little asterisk details to follow. So they got to scratch off now. Hey,
that right
they had a chance.
That right
So
there.
just think outside the box.
This is gold, folks.
Amazing.
Right?
I never thought about that.
How about you, Paul? What have you done different?
So yeah, as far as the buy three get one and doing that kind of stuff, we don't do that. We do. We really do one or two events a year, and we make them invite only. Because if we're going to spend the time and the money and everything else and our resources to do an event, I don't necessarily want to waste time with a guy that's just going to come in and kick the tires. So it's an invite only. It's kind of our millionaires club that we
It's already a wheels, the guy that's proven and belong there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
because we know
take care
that
of the ones that take care of you.
Yep, exactly. And we make it very special for them. But no, we as far as discounting product, rarely, unless a rep really makes me mad, we don't discount products. But we gave away a $8,000 Omega watch this past year, doing the same type of thing. Buy $50, get a raffle, $50 worth of product and get, this type of thing. And online, there are all kinds of deals out there where you can give away an $8,000 watch and it costs you $4,000.
So that's not getting it from a manufacturer. You're buying the product and they buy whatever they want.
Yeah, we told the manufacturer, that we were doing it with. We said, here's kind of sort of what we're going to do. You take care of all the social media stuff and marketing and printouts and stuff like that. So I basically got free graphic design for that entire promo. And then they sent, they comped us some other stuff. But it was just, it was something that's unique. I think that when people can, because again, what I was talking about earlier with merchandising, we have to respect this product and the hands that touch this product and the livelihoods that go into it. And discounting it and saying, buy three, get one, whatever, that's not respectful to this product.
Yeah.
So,
or your business.
I'm sorry?
Or their business.
Right, yep, or your business or brand,
sales.
their companies, anything like
Yeah.
that. So if you can find something or work with your rep and say, man, we want to give away a Yeti cooler, spring break's coming up and it's going to be really cool, and if you have a beer license, and we're going to stock it with 24, Corona lights or something like that. And it's just every $20 you spend, you get it. And, you get a ticket to win it. So I think that those type of promotions are super.
And this is where the upselling can happen within your store, that if the number is $50 and somebody comes up with $40 worth of cigars, knowing your average ring is very important. So whatever number that should be above the average ring. The average person was going to spend that anyway. So let's assume the average ring is $40. Now it's spend $50 or more and you get a chance. Now you're bringing everybody up 20%. That wants to do it. And the guy comes up and your salesperson now actually has something to say to him. Listen, we're at $41 right now, $9 more, and you're going to get a chance. The $9 add-on's going to happen, or maybe even more. You're going to grow your business 20%. And these two events that they talked about are month-long events or longer.
Right.
So it's an awesome thing. It's not a one-day thing, and you say, yay, we did an extra couple $1,000s today or something. No, this is some real money. This is 30 days of it or even more.
And on the back of those raffle tickets, the staff puts their initials. So we go through at the end, we count all of the raffle tickets up, and we figure out which team member had the most raffle tickets. That because of the upsell that you just talked about, they might have been at $40, and now we've got a whole bunch of raffle tickets that say TA on the back of it. And guess what? We just bought TA some dinner because she went.
There we go.
They get competitive. They get when they send out the daily text at the end of the day. Hey, I got 8 raffle tickets out the door, and it's really cool to watch.
And
it.
fun,
Yeah.
fun
And it's
for
fun.
them too.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not. I'll say about and I've done lots of mistakes of giving an unbelievable big prize, and it became very competitive and ugly. But a dinner or something is not that big of a deal. So now it's fun, So don't make the prize unbelievable. Make a little prize and it becomes fun and everybody gets competitive and everybody rises. It's a wonderful thing. How about you,
Yeah.
Amy?
So I do a couple of things just like you guys, where we do month-long, promotions where the whole team just gets involved. They do the upselling. They do get together and strategize on what they can do to educate the customers about what's happening. I do work a lot with the teams to be able to educate them as much as possible, not only in our humidor side, but also in the lounge, because everybody should know about what's happening so the foot traffic continues to happen. Another thing is that we definitely, social media again, we try our best to keep that going and letting customers know and who's out there know what's happening so they can continue to come in. We also, what we do is that we work a lot with local businesses to be able to work together. For example, for the big game, we are working with a beer company, and we were actually really shocked because they're actually providing a beer that is it's super exclusive, and only 10 businesses got their hands on this beer. And we are one of them. So we're featuring this beer with a cigar. So we are cross-siting our businesses and making sure that people know how exclusive we're doing things, and they get to experience it in our location. So those are the big things that we do. And like I said, educating our staff to be able to pass on the word is huge for us, because that's how our promotions get their word out. So
our customers are using a premium product. It's disposable income. They have it. We're lighting $20 bills on fire. And there's lots of companies out there that want our customer too. Sometimes we can pair with them, which is perfect.
Great idea.
They would love to have us.
yes.
So bring them in and start making some money with them. They'll help you out.
Dave, one last thing on that too is 3-in-1 things just once happened. Some of the reps want to do it. I tell every one of my reps, they're welcome to come work my humidor anytime they want to. Number one, you get a free employee. Number two, you can do your 3-in-1, give away the cigar. So if you're going to come visit me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you might as well spend 2 or 3 hours if you want to promote your cigar in our store, because everybody wants us to do events with them. But if their cigar is not strong enough, we don't want to do an event until we've built the brand. And it's his job to build the brand, not ours. I mean, we're going to do our best if we're carrying it. But get the rep to come in the store and actually do the 3-in-1. Just spend 2 hours in there. Everybody that walks in the door, he can greet them. Hey, I'm Bob Smith from this cigar company, and this is my brand.
And that's without even promoting it. It's just during a day-to-day thing. He's in there. He becomes an asset instead of a liability to your store. The cigar rep comes in, his hands out. He doesn't know that we got to make payroll, we got to pay the mortgage, we got all these things to do. He wants more of your money, or he can turn it around and be an asset, stand in the store, help the sales, and push his stuff while he's there.
And back to training, and all this ties together. I don't know if any of y'all have done staff training where you bring somebody in to talk about their brands, and before it's all over, they're all asleep. I mean, once you start hearing so many wrappers and binders and this and that and everything, your head goes crazy. Make the rep come in. Whatever their new cigar is, go to every employee that's in there, give them one, have them light it up, talk to them about it in between customers, obviously, and then before they leave, engage the employee. I'm talking about give every employee in there a cigar, let them try it, and then when they walk out the door, they've discussed it. Now employees had a one-on-one of a certain cigar, and believe it or not, they remember that. They don't remember what they sit down for an hour and a half and listen to.
Yeah.
So as I expected, the over-under was over, that we were going to end up going long on this, but they are giving me 2 minutes at the end of this to do a little pitch on this book I want to do. And when I do that pitch, I'm going to actually teach you how I'm selling to you. I'm going to actually pull the curtain back and actually show you exactly what I'm doing, which may slow down my sales because I'm telling you what I'm doing, but I want you to hear it as it happens, as basically a lesson. But, some of you may have some questions. We have somebody with a microphone out there. If anybody has any questions to ask the panel. All right, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so there was very little said about social media, and I assume probably everyone in this room has a smartphone in their hand and probably has looked at it several times during this talk. You mentioned a little bit about social media. I mean, the best way to engage a consumer that you don't know is through influential marketing, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
influencers. He's
Definitely.
talking about influential marketing, influences.
Influencer marketing.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to do. There are a lot of agencies out there that do that. Can you guys give me your comments on that?
What was the question again? I didn't hear it.
Are you guys using influencer marketing to engage new customers? Because there's only, 7% of people that smoke cigars, right?
Well, they just passed a law about, did they not? I think they just passed a law on tobacco companies not being able to actually pay influencers.
Right.
Yes.
Well, Facebook and Instagram, there's certain areas, guns, you can't, tobacco products, and,
Right.
and something else. There's a third one. I don't remember. CBD, it might be.
You kind of have to
What?
promote. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So
You
I
kinda
guess
have-
so. I guess the question is, you can get around that. I'm in cannabis, and I get around it. And so, can you guys talk about? Are you guys using influencers at all?
We do more. We don't use our social media as a selling platform. I mean, I see a lot of companies out there that, oh, we have a sale on this cigar this week, or buy this, get something free. We don't at all. We usually give like little informational segments or just some random crazy picture of what's going on in the store. We've never bought any followers or friends or anything. Everything is organic. So we have a huge following just on constantly doing it. And I mean, I don't think we talked a whole lot about social media because with the color of my hair, it's been around. I'm the last one to get on the bandwagon. So I got some of my staff members, employees to get us started. So we all kind of work on our social media, always posting stuff that's going on. Customers love it when you take a picture of them and their buddy's smoking a cigar and you post it on social media. They share it with all their friends, their families, their relatives, and it's amazing. And I bought my staff good cameras. You use the camera that we have in the store, so you're taking a good picture that'll you can throw it right over to your phone. So it's not about selling, it's just about engaging the customer.
Adding on to that, also, it's not about using people who are influencers. It's more you are the influence to your store. You need to be able that when you're on social media, you want to be able to show your customers that you're there. And whenever they have a question, whenever they have any they're seeking for information, you're there for them. You're that one person that needs to be influencing them to come into your stores. You don't need a person who has 20,000 followers to just talk about your shop. You are doing the service. You are there present. So utilize yourself and your staff to be able to to influence your customers.
You're 100% right. And I met 10 years ago with a marketing company, and good marketers always want to get better and learn from somebody else. And I paid somebody a lot of money to come look at my operation.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
He said to me, you have to be the authority on it.
Yes.
Don't step back and put your other people back. They may leave you. It has to be you. And I said, I don't want it to be me. I'm a busy guy. I can't do it. And he says, it has to be you. It has to be you. So I started a podcast in 2010, and nobody knew what a podcast was, nor did I.
Yeah.
But it was a one-way conversation where I could actually say what I wanted to say out there. I called it the Cigar Authority because he said to me, we need you to become the authority on the subject. And I have to be the authority on cigars, Cigar Authority. Okay, my cigar company is called Two Guys Smoke Shop because it was two guys that were doing a smoke shop. I'm not all that creative when it comes to that, but it was trying to accomplish what I ended up doing. And let me tell you, it moves the needle dramatically. We have hundreds of thousands of people that listen to the foolishness that happens every single week, but it's somewhat entertainment, somewhat information. So information in there, even at this trade show, people coming over to me, how embarrassing, and saying, wow, I love the show, can I take a picture with you? And it's like, really? I've been doing 35 years of retail, built the biggest brick and mortar retail in the world, and I'm the guy from the podcast. Because that is the social media influence, and maybe they don't even know that I have a cigar shop. A very, very powerful thing that's out there, and actually the cost is another zero. It costs nothing if you're doing it yourself. If you have a team to do it, my God, of saying your marketing team and it's Two Guys Smoke Shop because it's two guys, it's a small company, but we can do it. Us little guys out there, we can do it ourselves. So beautiful question there. You have anything to add to that, Paul?
No, I think that was a good question, though. But I think what they just hit on is having our customers and having our staff be our influencers.
Yeah.
They already love it. I see what you're saying because I see influencers on social media all the time. But I think you can tell sometimes, even with good influential social media, that it is an influencer type social media ad type look versus a group of guys and his buddies smoking cigars, and every one of them gets tagged, every one of them gets whatever, and then they all have that ripple effect like we were talking about earlier. That was a good question.
Okay, one more question, anybody? Go ahead.
Also with marketing in mind, I want to know what people's ideas are on email lists. I've found that one thing is everything's going in spam folders. The other thing is now everybody's looking at emails on their smartphones, so the old email newsletter where you're sending a lot of information out probably doesn't work anymore. Everybody's going to social media. Are you concentrating more on all the social media? Are you still doing emails, and have you restructured the emails?
So we do emails spread out about every 3 weeks. That way we're not bugging people. And the program that I use at the shop is MailChimp. And I use that because our website is based off of Shopify. And it's very easy, especially from your smartphone, and my emails are very short. And most of it's pictures. It's like a McDonald's menu, because that's what I can understand. and so it's very short, but you open it up, and it just says, short thing, whatever, and you can scroll down and say, here's a new cigar, here's a cool hat, thank you for joining us, we'll see you next time, boom. But those pictures, you can tap on it, and it'll automatically add it to your shopping cart through Shopify. And then I can track through MailChimp what the percentages were, everything else of clicks to open, how many abandoned carts did I get because people walked away, so then we automatically send them another email from our website that says, hey, we saw you were looking at this, come back and get it, that kind of thing. So we have things set up, and it really isn't that expensive, to where you can have a lot of that email stuff done automatically, through services and things like that. But I agree with you that social media is so big, but the guy that's sitting at his desk or lady that's sitting at her desk or whatever throughout the day, and that greetings from Shore thing or whatever that comes up, and then a cool picture of Tiffany smoking a cigar, and you can click on that picture, and boom, now you're Tiffany smoking that cigar. So it's like that's that.
Clickbait.
It all ties back in like that.
We're trying something a little bit different. We automatically email periodically. We try not to inundate people. But I figure if a guy's into cigars, if our content's good, he's not going to put us in the trash can. I mean, if we're sending out sometimes somebody gets your email and you get this email after email after email, and then you finally just go put it in, or unsubscribe. So what we're doing now, we just started to set up, it hasn't started running yet, but our system will actually tell us somebody that hasn't purchased anything from us, because we have a loyalty program and cards. So if you haven't purchased anything in 90 days or 120 days, we're going to be able to pull those emails and send them a coupon for some kind of promotion. We haven't even decided yet. It's just new. We're just putting it on the ground. But hopefully it's a way to reach out to somebody that's left us. Now, we're in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Fort Bragg. Our town, in 5 years, 80% of the population turns over because the military is always moving. But I'm hoping that email goes to a guy in Oklahoma or California or wherever, so I may get a mail order business tied to it too. Mm-hmm. So that's something we're trying as well.
One of the bad things I see that happens on email, first off, the people that do it too much, it's abusive. Every single day sending an email, it's abusive, and they're gonna drop off. But it's also non-targeted email. So if you're sending your in-store event to somebody hundreds and hundreds of miles away, and he starts looking at that all the time, that you just send him the in-store event, and this is a guy that buys from you online or something, or sending him about low-end product, and this is a high-end guy, you have to classify these people so that what you're sending them, they're interested in, or else it's just going to become spam, because most things I'm not interested in. Every once in a while, it's going to be something I'm interested in, but I'm not going to look at it because I'm going to assume it's not the right thing that it is. So direct targeting that person, which is breaking up your emails into all those segments, it's a lot of work to do, but it's another way to do it. How about it, Casa Monte Cristo?
It's a little bit of all of you, actually. we do send out emails, and our emails are definitely, separated. We don't want to spam everybody with a lot of emails, and we do, like you guys are planning to do. We have done the, once in a while we will grab them and like, hey, you haven't visited us in quite some time. Come back and see us. This is happening. And so on and so forth. But you guys kind of covered what we do. Yeah. But yes, we still do emails, and people do click on the emails, believe it or not. We do have a good amount of people that still come in. They find out that there is some promotion going on, and they come back and say, hey, is this still happening? Hey, I see that today's the last day. Can you tell me a little bit about it? And come to this, it does work. So definitely.
And I think a click-through average is like 2%, isn't it? Is that the normal email?
2 or 3%.
Yes, 2 or 3, yes.
That's all it is. So
yeah,
not the greatest number.
don't. If you go to analytics and you see, oh, geez, only 2%. I sent out 10,000. That's the average. That's the average.
I can move the needle better, I think, on social media, that I show myself smoking the new cigar or something, and all of a sudden you can see that they're buying the new cigar. Why is that? I don't know for certain, but all of a sudden there's a boost on it. And I ask, I put this out and I say, hey, by the way, how did such and such go this day? Oh, we moved a lot of it. Okay, maybe it has something to do with that. It's not an exact science unless you're putting a coupon or something like that, or giving something with it to let them know they did it. But we try to do it socially. Here I am smoking a cigar. Maybe you'll like the cigar too, and go from there.
Yeah.
So what a panel, huh? Do they know their stuff? How about a nice hand for them? Please don't leave, because I want to pitch you too. Part of the deal here for me being here was that I got to do this pitch, and I said, well, I'm going to try to sell the book while I'm here, but I'll actually teach a lesson while I do that. So I just need about 3 minutes to tell you about it. But what I'm going to be doing in here is actually pulling the curtain back and telling you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. This is something for you to do in your store, showing somebody a cigar, a humidor, a lighter cutter, and whatever you're selling. It works for everything. And I'm going to pitch it, and I'm going to tell you as I'm doing it. So I wrote a book. It's called David versus Goliath, How to Compete and Beat the Online Giant. 100 Proven Promotions for Brick and Mortar Retailers by David Garofalo. You can find this on Amazon, all these different places. Here I am fighting the online giant, and all the online places sell the book. But we are very lucky in the cigar industry. Amazon does not carry our product. So the online giant is somebody else. How lucky are we that Amazon doesn't carry, they choose not to carry our product. So we're very lucky when it comes to that as brick and mortar retailers. And as brick and mortar retailers, we have things to offer that they don't have to offer. So I wrote this book, and as you read through it, you'll see I don't talk about the cigar business at all. But it's 100 proven promotions. I proved every one of these promotions in my cigar shop, at Two Guys Smoke Shop. So it is really, if I was talking to a different audience, I wouldn't be talking cigars at all. Every single one of these were done. I did 1,000 of them. The 900 of them that aren't in here are not winners. These are the winners over here, and we're happy to give them. As the people in our panel are happy to give you the information we gave. We want you to steal our ideas. We want you to copy them and be successful. So this is why I did it. And the book is $25. That's what it sells on Amazon for. You'll see it there. If you want to buy it, you click the button. But I brought 100 of them with me today. So I took them on the plane, and you don't have to pay the shipping, which is going to cost you another $7 shipping. It's $32, and you can buy it here without paying the shipping. And on your way home, this is an easy-to-read thing. As you can hear how I'm talking, this book is written the way I talk, just the way I say it. Maybe it has less of a New England accent in the written page, but it is what it is. And so you're going to automatically save the shipping cost on it because you're going to grab it here, but that's not all. Now, when you hear that on commercials, that's not all. That's an important fact that it happens. When you're buying the MyPillow, he says, that's not all. We're going to give you some bed sheets, and we're going to give you this and that and all that stuff. This is an add-on thing that you should be doing with your customer. Again, with the cigar manufacturer that gives you the ashtray or something like that, you talk about how great the product is, and by the way, here's the add-on that you're going to end up having. The add-on here is actually something that was brought up here. We included a free bookmark inside the book. So a bookmark, big deal, it's a piece of paper, it's a bookmark. But nope, this is the greatest bookmark ever done, and I spend a little time now here on telling you about this bookmark. This bookmark is placed on page 118 of this book, and it tells you how I turn bad product that I can't sell and get rid of it all in one day. And anybody that wants to buy the book, they're right over here, and Ed's down here. Actually, instead of $25 to make life easier for us and to save you some money, it's only going to be $20. So just a $20 bill. If you need to use a credit card, he'll run a credit card through, but it'll slow down the process. But we're happy to take it, because don't ever make it hard for your customer to give you their money. Don't ever do that. Make it as easy as possible. We'll take anything. You got a check, you got a credit card, or if you want to speed it up, just a $20 bill that's over there. But we got a special bookmark in every single book, and this bookmark is a chance to win $5,000. There's only 100 books. At $20 a piece is $2,000, but you got a chance of winning $5,000. How could that possibly be? Because the story that you brought up is in here, and it says a chance to win $100 million. Inside here, we have no, I didn't know this, the gambling capital of the world, Las Vegas. Do you know there's no lottery tickets in the state of Nevada? They have no lottery here. I didn't know that. So I had to bring these lottery tickets all the way from New Hampshire, but these are scratch tickets, and the chance to win is $5,000. And it's in here on page 118, the story of it, but there's 99 other promotions. What I do is when I have two cigars that don't sell very well, instead of taking a $10 cigar and say they're $5 each on a closeout table, I put the cigars that are there and I say, buy two and get a chance to win $5,000, $100 million, whatever the lottery thing is. So here it is here, buy a book and you get a chance to win $5,000. So I did the better deal. I made it more convenient for you because you don't have to wait for Amazon and pay $7 shipping. It's right here. I actually lowered the price for you to make it easier for us to end up doing it. I don't care if I sell the book. I'm here to help you by reading these. Just one of these promotions in here is going to get you your $20 back in 5 minutes. Never mind the $1 million ideas that you're hearing here today. But also now, I'm going to add to this, and I'm going to limit 2 books per person, because we only brought 100 books to here, and if you want to buy 3, buy the other one online. The limit is you can only buy 2. Now, why would I limit you to only 2? The reason I'm doing that, again, pulling the curtain back, is you were only going to buy 1. So I'm going to limit you to 2. And if I didn't tell you this, 50% of you would buy 2, because I limited you to 2. Maybe now I told you the answer and you only buy 1. That's only all you need, because after you read it, you hand it off to your staff. But if you buy 2, you should let 1 go around to the staff all the time. This isn't a book that you have to read page by page. There's only 2 pages per promotion that's in here, a little retail wisdom, things like that. But this, again, is how it works inside the store, that I have this story without pulling the curtain back to the consumer and explaining this to them. And we're batting pretty good. I mean, you don't bat 100, you don't bat 1,000, but you certainly bat better than 500. And I'm with them anyway, engaging with them, talking to them, and they like me better that I do it. It's customer service as it goes. So limit 2 books per person, and the bookmark inside where you can get all your money back. Now, the last thing here I want to talk about is I want you to come back. I want you to come back to my store to buy more cigars. It's called the bounce back, and we get really deep in the bounce back here. We didn't get very deep into it. We brought new customers in, but we want to bring you in more often, and when you come in more often, we want you to spend more. We want to bounce you back and give you a reason to come back. There's lots of little tricks that make the person come back more often, and we talk about that, but I want you to come over to our trade show booth. Now, trade show booth 4035 is where I'm going to be. Because these are New Hampshire lottery tickets and you're going to scratch it, you're going to win $5,000, so you're going to have to drive all the way to New Hampshire. You don't have to do it. Go to booth 4035 and I'll give you the money there. If you win $3, if you win $10, if you win your $20 back or whatever, go to booth 4035. I'm going to go there right after there, because that's the United Cigar Trade Show booth. I actually own that company too. And United Cigar sells cigars to brick and mortar retailers. We have our own brands. Maybe you heard of some of them. But I want you to bring you there to cash your ticket, because when you go there, maybe I can sell you something else. I'm telling you what I'm trying to do here. That's what you want to do in your store. You bring them back for a reason. Oh, come pick up your prize next week. Whatever that is, that they end up getting this and they get the prize, it'll be here next week. They have to come back. When they come back, maybe they buy something else. So I'm going to try to drive you over to there. While you're there, I'm going to try to show you the stuff. If you want to buy it, listen, I don't really care, to be honest with you, but this is the whole idea behind it. Also, if you buy the book and you want me to autograph it, I don't know why you would want there. It's so embarrassing for me to do it. But the guy told me I have to be the authority, so I'm being the authority, but I just find it very uncomfortable to do it, but I'll be happy to do it. And I'll do it only at booth 4035, because I want to go over there and I want you to see, at least see the products we have over there. So the savings is that you're saving on the shipping. It's more convenient for you. Plus, I lowered the price of the product to make it even easier for you. I gave a limited amount that you can buy, which is 2, and I put a bounce back on it where you have to bounce back to end up getting the other thing there. I have a gift with purchase, which is a chance to win $5,000, and I did all that with just a book. You have a store filled with thousands of items, and there's so many things that you can do to that. Inside this book, I don't talk about cigars, but please read it as it is a cigar because it was a cigar. But I may talk about a bakery that was run on a promotion inside the bakery, or a hairdressing salon that did it. And I don't know if even one thing even mentions a cigar store in here, but I promise you every single one has been a cigar store because that's what I've been doing for 35 years. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you to our panel. How about a nice hand for them? I hope you learned something, and Ed's over there if you want to buy a book. They're $20. You heard my spiel. Thanks for listening.